Alright, it's turn 29, and the first turn of the attack went just about as planned. We searched for some magic sites, didn't find any more. We did find 9 blood slaves. Battle in Argocephale. All of these battles were quite easy. I didn't run into a whole lot of opposition anywhere. So, in this battle, my little warriors are charging ahead. Some heavy cavalry charged in, got munched. Some indie heavy infantry charged in, got munched. And then we charged forward. They do have an Earth 3 Ami back here, so he's cast Earth Power on himself. And some other random province defense, plus a priest, and so we've killed all of them. Losses, we lost 4, all told, and we killed a mage. It's about, I think this is about 10 points, 11 points of province defense, plus a priest. And a mage, so definitely worthwhile. And we destroyed the temple, and we interrupted the construction of a fort in Argocephale. So now we control this province. We're not getting anything from it yet, because we don't have a connection. We're moving this little army, San's archers. Actually, I should bring the archers. Well... So the thing is, archers cause friendly fire in a big way on Ulmish troops, because Ulmish troops have relatively low protection, and piercing damage hurts them. What I can do to limit that is I can take the archers and have them on fire enemy archers, so they'll shoot at the back, and that will limit the friendly fire. So we'll set them up here on fire archers. And potentially in the future that will allow me... Also, I have a Bane Venom charm. I forget when exactly I got this. I don't intend to use it. I've talked about Bane Venom charms before. I think they're stupid, to be quite frank. I think they're too cheap for what they do, and there's a variety of reasons I think that. And they're also much, much too difficult to counter. If they're going to exist, then the game mechanics have to be changed to allow for the potential to counter them. I'm actually not going to take Auric and Wilhelm. I had planned to, but instead, I'm going to take Godegazel. And because he's stealthy. I will take Wilhelm, I guess, because Wilhelm... because I need 2 mages. So Godegazel is going to cast Earth Power. And then he's going to cast... Which one is... Auric is Strength of Giants, so Godegazel is going to cast Legions of Steel twice, and then cast spells. He is Nature 2. Unfortunately, I don't yet have the really good Nature 2 spell, which is Wooden Warriors. So he can't cast that yet. He could cast Haste. That would be an interesting effect. That's only really important if I expect to be fighting a lot of archers, so I'll hold off on that for now. However, I'm going to set him to conservative magic gem usage, and since I have a lot of nature gems, I am going to give him 6 nature gems to carry around. Just for good measure. So, these 3 are going to go take this province. These guys are going to go take this province. In other battles, so I took control of High Peaks, no resistance, just moved in. There's a copper mine here. We're going to put 6 points of province defense in it, and Hollow with his 60 skeletons and 6 ogres to serve as bait. Hollow is going to keep on charging ahead. Hollow can be like right back here in the middle, I guess. We're going to take Giant's Spine. I do expect probably to see a counterattack. There's a Baal there. However, I want to hold the Weald because... Let's look at the Weald real quick. The battle in the Weald was very minor, but I did run into... He hired Gode, who is a mercenary, and Gode is a circle master. Goethe, sorry. A circle master. 2 death, 2 blood. Very, very valuable cross paths. And he comes with Bone Fiends, which are low-level blood summons. I could summon them at this point if I wanted to, I believe. He's also got sages in this province. He has little Astral 1 sages, which is fantastic. And so I just spammed Strength of Giants onto my dudes. He dropped some imps on me, and they were immediately murdered. And then my Axe Bros go in, and they hack through all the demons. Jig time. cut through a few more imps, charge in, and kill the wizards. So, casualties, I did lose 9 axe warriors, but I killed 20 bone fiends, the circle master, 1 of the sages, the other one fled, and all of the province defense, and we raised a temple. So, the Sages Guild is in this province. It allows the recruitment of sages. He's also got a statue of the Sitting God that gives an Astral Pearl and an enchantment bonus. So rituals from enchantment cost 20% less gems. Guess what rituals from enchantment include? Oh, that's right, reanimation. And all other undead summons are all in enchantment, except for a few of the high-level ones which are in conjuration. So, this is an extremely valuable province for me to hold. And it's a province that I will want to build a fort and a lab on. I still don't know why Agrowolf is diseased, but that's just... I'm just going to have to live with that. I am about to hit construction level 4, and since there's a laboratory here, he'll be able to forge himself something to help keep himself alive. I'm not worried about it right now, but I have tons of nature gems, so he can absolutely do that. And I can't forge... Once I hit level 4, I'll also be able to forge thistle maces to boost my nature, and I'll be able to forge earth boots to boost earth, and then dwarven hammers. And then the early age Ulm forge economy will really kick off. I'm going to spend, like most of these earth gems, in a few turns forging earth boots and then hammers. Like probably 2 or 3 sets of earth boots, and then I will convert all the remaining gems into hammers very, very quickly. Landebert is searching for more death sites. Luitbald is coming down here. And Arderic is coming over here, because I'm going to stuff all of my death shamans into this province, and I'm going to mass reanimate here as rapidly as I can. So we're going to end up pumping out 30 or 40 skeletons per turn for as long as my death gems hold out in the Weald, in an effort to help keep it. Because, as I said, the Weald is very, very important. For one thing, it gives me astral income. For another thing, it gives me sages, and sages are really good researchers, and I have awful research, and I could really, really use some really good researchers. Mount Cephalos would be giving me more astral income, but I can't trace income, because I don't own this province, so I'm going to go take that province, and then I'll be able to get income from it. I'm ignoring this province. I don't need to deal with all that. I don't need that kind of negativity in my life. Gerlach here, with his force of infantry, who are currently totally unscripted, and that's fine. He, however, needs to stay behind troops. Is going to move down this way to threaten this fort. Hinnom does have a little bit of an army down here in Druidland. Right there. So he must have gone from here, from Soaked Earth there. He also has a little bit of an army in the Barren Crags. He did just lose that battle in Calum, however. So in Druidland, he had a Melkart and just a few units, including 2 Rephite warriors. I believe... Yes, this is not a Melkart who survived the assault on Calum, who was driven off, but he has no gear whatsoever. He does have Astral, which means he can cast Luck on himself, and then can bless, but his blessing is not very impressive, if you recall. Decay weapons, poison and fire resistance, HP and strength, and waste survival, which is literally... They already have waste survival. But, yeah, he's not very tough. Like, my axe people will cut him down pretty effectively. It'll take some time, but they'll be able to cut him down. With 19 protection, Strength of Giants doing 24 damage, I will hew through them. Not incredibly quickly, but fairly quickly. Also, this Rephite warrior is diseased, which is great. So that Rephite warrior is basically a non-entity. And this Rephite warrior is diseased and has battle fright because... I thought they were starving, but no, that doesn't make any sense. Rephite warriors don't starve. Anyway, he's going to die. I think he actually would have died this turn of his disease. So this army is entirely toothless. This army is a little bit less toothless, but it's mainly Avite Spearmen, and my Axemen will cut through Avite Spearmen very, very easily. So I imagine he's going to pull back. I am going to push just about as hard as I can manage. So 18 recruitment points. Yeah, they're the best option I got there. I'm not recruiting any units here or here because I am basically moneyless. I am recruiting mages in all 3 places, and we're just gonna roll right in. Ideally, we would put Hinnom itself under siege to prevent him from recruiting Rephite warriors and his capital-only giant mages. We'll see how practical that is. I think I may be able to do it. With all these skeletons, and with about 50 infantry there. I can only afford to put 4 province defense here. I kind of feel like Gerlach has to drive south. But I'm bringing in these troops with a couple of mages. Yeah, I think I'll be able to. I may be able to put Hinnom under siege at least temporarily. He's got 40 units right now, but a lot of them are Enkidu slaves. I think I can probably take it. Meanwhile, this army is actually going to sit still. They're actually just going to wait for now. It really sucks that Agrowolf is diseased, and I still don't know why, but I'll figure that out. And I'll forge him a Rig of Regeneration or something to keep him on track until I can heal him. But Teha is going to patrol. Also, I can have someone become the prophet, because poor Kohen was killed up here. Rest in peace, Kohen the Barbarian. You lived a very long time in a very dangerous profession. I also do have 100 blood slaves. So it's about time to start empowering somebody, and we are going to empower... Who are we going to empower? I'm going to empower Runo, because he's only earth, so we're going to empower you in blood. To forge bloodstones, great. So, that is going to be the turn. I've got some people moving around, blood slaves being transferred. Hunting continues apace. This guy is standing here defending for some damn reason. This palisade will be done in 2 turns. And the war against Hinnom will continue. While we're waiting, Agrowolf is going to search for magic sites. I could theoretically go in with this army and try to besiege Hinnom right now, but I'd rather wait, because 1 turn will get me a lot of reinforcements, and will make my attack quite a bit stronger. So, that's 29. I'll see you all in turn 30.
Alright, it's turn 30. Our income is finally starting to get ahead of our expenditures again. We've taken Faircliff down here, which has a Lilium Veil. It gives us an extra death gem. Great. We've also taken Storn Woods, which has a Mercury Pond. So our water gem income is now happening. And we're moving in there. We just hit construction 4. So, down here I'm forging 2 pairs of earth boots. I've also set this guy to forging air quills, and I'm just going to leave him to do that forever. I should have done that earlier. But I always forget that owl quills exist because I'm dumb. And up here I have 5 ladies forging sanguine dowsing rods. So we will hand those out to our blood hunters to radically increase our blood income. And then we've got plenty of patrollers. Over here, these 2 guys are going to sneak in to help reanimate. So we are going to summon up just a pile of skeletons in the back. Meliath is researching our first Black Witch, and she's death too. Excellent, 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 excellent. Could not be happier. I considered having her start to cast Dark Knowledge, but it's going to cost 4 death gems per cast. Actually, I'm going to have her go around site searching manually. So she's going to... Or should I... I'm torn. Because I want her to... If I'm going to have her site searching manually, I actually want her to do it as best as possible. Okay, I'm going to delay. We're going to have her research. In 2 turns, we're going to have a couple of hammers. And so I'm going to give her a hammer, have her forge a skull staff at a discount, and then have her go around site searching for death 3, which will find like 90% of all death sites. I'm also, of course, recruiting more Black Witches. So, that will be fun. I've started to recruit sages up here, so I'm getting some astral and some research. So I've now got astral and blood, and so long as I can hold on to them, that will really help cover the weaknesses of Ulm. Agrowolf is forging a Thistle Mace, which will kick him up to Nature 3. Actually, does he need to be Nature 3? No, he can actually forge a Ring of Regeneration right now. He can't forge the Miraculous Cure-All Elixir. when my god wakes up, he should be able to forge the miraculous cure-all elixir, at least with a... No, he's not nature 4, is he? There's a spell that cures diseases, but it's down thaumaturgy, and it requires a nature 4. I don't imagine I'm going to go down thaumaturgy. So, what I need is... I need either recuperation on him, or I need regen and to keep tossing him into battles. Because to be honest, his stats don't matter so long as he doesn't get feeble-minded. Which he will eventually. I may just leave Agrewolf to die. As sad as that is, because he is one of my slow-to-recruit capital-only mages, but... at least he's not very expensive. And all of the techniques to save him at this point require a lot of investment. We'll see. We'll see if I can, we'll see what I can work out, but I doubt he's gonna forge this Thistle Mace. We're summoning ogres here, and we're reanimating there. We're gonna actually split these gems up a little bit. Give Agrewolf some. I didn't know there was a lab here. There we go. So everybody's got some earth gems they're holding. They don't really need to be holding them right now, but if we get attacked, they might be good for something. This army's going to go here, chase off these Rephite warriors, which I believe are leaderless. This guy's going to double back, take that. Actually, he should double back and take this first. I don't have enough money. I have two places I really, really, really want to build forts. Arcocephale, because it'll give me mucho big bucks, and the Weald, because it will let me recruit sages twice as fast and defend that Sages Guild. Unfortunately, I can't really afford to do so. Especially not while I'm already upgrading this palisade. So it's going to be a little while. Preferentially, I'm actually going to start the fort in Arcocephale first, because I really need the income. And we'll see how it goes. I think it's going to go well. Up here, the Marverni and Theridos are dancing around each other. Marverni has a big old stack that I do not think Theridos can fight, but Theridos has just split up and is taking all their shit. So we'll see how that goes. And ideally, they'll just weaken each other so much that after I finish with Hinnom, I can sweep back in and push the Marverni off the map. That would be nice. And here is Ermor. I don't know if they're fighting Hinnom or just bordering Hinnom or what. Kind of hope for just bordering, because right now it looks like I'm winning. He's pulled back to his forts. That said, there's an unaccounted for Melkart somewhere, because this is commanded by not a Seir summoner. The other Melkart might be down here as well. Calum has managed to hold on to their capital, at least. They only have 3 provinces, though, so at this point, just resources-wise, they're largely irrelevant. Hopefully they'll push back out and start taking some of these. Like I said before, I don't really mind Calum having an Obsidian Waste, having, you know, Amazons, Garden Amazons. I just really, really mind Hinnom having them. And yeah, I'm assembling lots of troops at the Weald. I'll be summoning a lot more skeletons, and then we're going to go in hard into Hinnom here. I'm moving Leper Crawl down because I need more undead leadership. And then I'm going to lay siege to Hinnom and see if I can break it down. It has a lot of wall integrity, so it'll take a while. So I'm going to spread out and take provinces surrounding while I'm in the process. But I think I can manage it. May actually leave this province for now. Well, I want this province. I may leave this province and just have this army double upwards to join our forces. Because I can move this army stealthily, he won't be able to know where it is unless I keep attacking him. This army is not stealthy because it has archers and it has Wilhelm, who is not stealthy. But that's fine. So, that's turn 30. Research-wise, research is garbage because everybody is forging instead of researching. We're going up to Alteration. As soon as we hit Alteration level 5, I will probably go to... To be honest, Evocation is just not a great thing. Magma Eruption works. I can ratchet up to get, like, Earthquake and Rain of Stones and stuff. But probably I'll just go back to Enchantment or Conjuration. Enchantment would give me Gargoyles, Horde of Skeletons, Pale Riders. That's a good summoning spell. And it would get me up to these spells. As well as eventually, Lichcraft. Conjuration will give me other death summons, including Mound Fiends at level 7. And Wraith Lords. I also, at some point, do need to research blood magic, because my god is going to be coming out, and I'm going to start being able to do things with blood. In particular, I want to get up to the point where I can cast the Ritual of 5 Gates, and eventually Curse of Blood to summon Vampire Lords, which I can do natively off my god. So that has to happen at some point. It's going to have to wait until my research is a little higher. I'm not going to focus on it yet. That will be my end game plan. So probably around turn 40 or 45, when I have a lot more research, I'll start hitting the books on blood pretty hard and ratchet up to blood 7 and start casting Vampire Lords. Right now I'm still spending all my blood slaves just building up a blood economy. And my blood economy is not fantastic. Might be able to link into Miglia. But yeah, the Weald is actually a good blood hunting province, except I don't want to blood hunt it. Hopefully, like, this one is a good blood hunting province. Faircliff is can blood hunt it. And I probably will start blood hunting Troya at some point here as well. So, thanks for watching. That's turn 30. I'll see y'all in turn 31. Alright, it's turn 31. If we look at our messages real quick, Coheed the Barbarian has now become our prophet. We've empowered a Warrior Smith in blood again, so he's up to blood 2, earth 2. Excellent. Summoned some ogres, reanimated some more skeletons, captured quite a few blood slaves. Our blood economy is up to about ranging between 20 and 30 per turn, and it will keep expanding because our first load of Sanguine Dowsing Rods just rolled off the production line. In Desert of Visions, we attacked, killed a couple of Rephite warriors and the province defense of barbarians. Took some casualties doing it, but we're doing alright. We also took over Strongdale, met no resistance whatsoever. We're just going to pop 1 point of PD in there real quick. However, we were counter-attacked in Faircliff, and so here we get to see the army of Hinnom advancing. So Hinnom has a bunch of Avite Spearmen and Avite Light Infantry. As you can see, the difference between them is fairly minimal. Avite Spearmen have heavier armor and slightly higher stats across the board. Slightly higher attack skill, a little bit lower combat speed. Actually, I think the only actual difference may be the protection, because as you can see, this Avite Spearman has a point of experience. Yeah, that's what it is. His experience is buffing his stats. So actually, there's no difference except the Avite Spearmen have 4 more points of protection, which won't save them. He has in the back some Enkidu slaves, who are pretty garbage. He has a few Avite heavy archers, who are very solid but very expensive archery units. You can't really outshoot them because they have 17 protection, so they're not going to be killed by enemy arrows. He also has a few Seir that he's summoned. So Seir are sacred, berserking, triple attack blood summons, and they're very, very dangerous. A single Seir can easily kill 4 or 5 infantry units just because it gets so many attacks, and when it berserks, its attacks become very, very high quality because it ends up with attack level 17. And of course, they do pretty reasonable damage. So, the Seir, they're dangerous. That said, they are low protection, and their high hit points won't save them from my high damage hits. The most dangerous part of this army is the chariots. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think he has 10 chariots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, he has 10 chariots.
And the chariots can trample, of course, and they have enough hit points and enough protection to survive a couple of hits, plus fairly high defense skill. So they're likely to get a couple of tramples off. 10 chariots could do pretty significant damage to my infantry. Now, funnily enough, so he's dropping his blessing, and if we recall, his blessing is nothing terribly impressive. Couple more hit points, a little bit more strength. He has not a Seir summoner up here, wearing bracers of protection, so he's up to defense skill 20. Which is okay. I don't mind it particularly. He can be chopped down. He'll be a lot tougher because he has protection 21. But he can be cut down. And as we watch this battle, all I have here is a point or so of province defense, and they charge in, and an arrow shot, an arrow hit from his own side, gives this Avite charioteer profuse bleeding, and he bleeds to death, which is sort of hilarious. Yeah, he got hit by an armor-defeating arrow, and it just wrecked him. Actually, he got hit twice. Dang. Nice. And it looks like he only got 12 protection. Oh, because it's a piercing damage hit, of course. So yeah, so he lost a chariot there for absolutely no reason. So he's down to 9, but this is a fairly heavy army. That said, I think I can probably take it. The chariots are the only part that I think is risky. So, he's going for Arcosophale, I would bet, because Arcosophale is, of course, where it's a capital. It's a capital site, has very high population, very high income, it's extremely valuable. So I am collapsing troops onto Arcosophale, and if he tries to fight me, I will fight him there. I have just about 100 units versus his 50. Mine are much lower quality, but they do a lot of damage. I have 2 mages, and they will be summoning Earth Power and then casting Strength of Giants and Legions of Steel to buff the protection and strength of my units, and that should hopefully be enough. Up here, I'm also going in to attack Hinnom itself. He has about 50 units. I don't know if he's patrolling. We'll see. He doesn't get a whole lot of province defense, or rather his province defense is giants, so he doesn't get many units. So unless he spent a ridiculous amount of gold, the province defense shouldn't alter the balance of power all that much. This army is mainly Maziks, who can fly. So that's a little distressing. To try and counteract that, I'm going to assign units to guard commander on my commanders here. In particular, my mages, I'm going to assign guards. It would probably be better to use it. They can't lead the undead, of course. Dang it. Actually, it would be better to assign ogres. Guard commander. Nope, that's not what I wanted. We're going to turn off conservative magic gem usage so that they can and will use gems, if practicable. And similarly, I have 3 mages here. They're all just spamming Strength of Giants because they're a little bit more scattered, and I want to make sure that the Strength of Giants hits most everybody. Skeletons on the flanks, about 50 infantry in the center, and then I have my 70 skeletons on the flanks there. And out front, I have 9 ogres to hopefully be a distraction. They're very, very slightly faster than the Axe Warriors, so they should definitely be able to go in first. And since they have a lot of hit points, they should draw attention. So that's the plan there. I think I can manage it. I think I can wangle it. I've got, as you see, I've got this guy carrying 2 sanguine dowsing rods down here to these ladies. I've got these 2 ladies. Actually, it should only be 1. Polly, why don't you just research for now, or actually forge another dowsing rod. So I've got this lady carrying 2 down to here to pass off to them, and then she is going to move through to Troya. Polly will follow next turn with 2 more sanguine dowsing rods to bring down there. So our blood economy is starting to take off. I also have these ladies down here who need dowsing rods. it'll be a second longer to get those to them. Excuse me, frog in my throat. But yeah, overall, the blood economy is starting to roll on. Like I said, I've got Runo up to where he's forging a lifelong protection this turn. The alternative would be to empower him one more time just already. I don't quite have the slaves for it, since I'm spending them forging SDRs. So we'll wait a couple of turns. He's going to forge a lifelong protection that I will give to a mini thug when I get there. I am forging 2 dwarven hammers this turn, and then I will use one of those to forge another dwarven hammer, while I hand the second dwarven hammer off to somebody to start forging gear, because with construction level 4 I can start forging some gear. Fireplate is a great little one because it gives you morale. Similarly, the dragon helmet gives you a bunch of morale, so that's very useful for solo thugs. I would like... My ideal outfit definitely includes a girdle of might for reinvigoration. Elemental armor would be a good one. Unfortunately, it has a lot of encumbrance, but it gives you a lot of elemental resists that are very valuable. That said, too expensive for warrior chiefs. They don't deserve that kind of protection. For warrior chiefs, it's going to be black steel plate or fire plate, depending on which gem I need less. Probably generally fire plate, to be honest. The only difference, it's only 1 less protection, and it adds morale and fire resistance. So probably fire plate, generally speaking. So it'll be like fire plate, girdle of might, and then a weapon, depending on what they need. Holy Scourge, if I need to be fighting demons. Great Sword of Sharpness if I want to use them to fight Melkarts. A Mace of Eruption and a Shield of some kind if I want them for, like, province clearing, because they can cause the flame eruption and the shield will give them more defense. So there's lots and lots and lots of options. Wand of Wildfire. No. Or even just a Burning Blade. Or something. Axe of Sharpness, Sword of Sharpness, good, does armor-piercing damage. Star of Hero is a little too expensive to give to a random schmuck thug. 10 Earth Gems are pretty valuable. Now that said, it does break armor, so that can be very, very nice. If I'm going up against people with magical armor, Ulmish warrior chieftains armed with the Star of Heroes could potentially really help by having an extra attack versus shields, and by shattering their armor when they hit and do damage. But that is all a little bit in the future. We're just starting to get production online, which is really, really slow for Ulm, but then our research has been really, really slow this game. So, it happens. I'm not too upset about it. At some point I need to go take Redbud Grove, but I've just been busy, to be honest, and I'm staying busy. I'm remaining busy. That said, at least I'm starting to make some money. So we're going to go in, we're going to try and siege Hinnom, we're going to try and stop this army. If we succeed in both places, we'll be in extremely good shape. We'll have crushed an army, at least one, and we will have his production center shut down. I can then bring in even more skeletons to reinforce, and of course more troops as well. I have more troops being recruited down here. I'm recruiting a whole bunch more troops up here. I'm not recruiting anything up here, but that's because I'm just researching and blood hunting up here. And of course I'm forging owl quills, so my research is finally starting to pick up. And we'll see how it goes. So thanks for watching. I'll see you all in turn 32, and we'll find out how those fights with Hinnom went and whether I'm doomed. It'll be a good time. Thanks for watching. See you then.